Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Coach Amanda. How you doing? Welcome to the Swain Basketball Academy on Your Moment Network. How you doing today?
Doing great. Really happy to be here. Another day in paradise, even though paradise is in isolation right now, but that's okay. We're good.
Yeah. I appreciate you taking the time to really come on and conversate with me about helping these young ladies, reach their goals, giving some different insights on the game of basketball, especially women's basketball.
I love talking the game. You know that, and you and I get into deep conversations very often. About just different ways to achieve competitive greatness. I think that's what we're all searching for, and so I love the opportunity to talk and answer questions and ask questions whenever the opportunity arises.
So, Coach, um, you've been a head coach at two Power Five conference schools, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what were the biggest adjustments made from the ACC to the SEC?
Oh, wow. A lot of things are very similar. I mean, obviously, both historically very strong leagues, great coaching, the best talent. And I think as a competitor, that's the type of league that you really want to be in if you're really interested in discovering your best. Um, Adjustment wise, certainly there's a few things that are a little bit different, I think, from a style standpoint.
Uh-huh.
Very free flowing and aggressive offense in the ACC. A ton of really, really good open court players. I think the speed of the game is similar, but maybe a little bit more of an emphasis on that side of the ball than defense. The SEC plays really tough physical defense, always has been that way.
Wow.
Um, I was blessed to actually compete in that league as well once upon a time. It was a long time ago, but still
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
And I think the calling card of the SEC has always been defense. So, just two really really important leagues for quality women's basketball in our country that
Uh-huh.
probably approach greatness from different sides of the ball.
Oh wow. Okay. So going forward, leading into it, Coach, being that you spoke on the two different conferences, those tough conferences to play in. So my next question would be, what type of skill set would you look for in a young lady once you go scout her and you go see her play? What intrigues you the most about a young lady when you first see her?
I think when you first see someone, for me, I'm really captured by someone's motor, how
Uh,
hard they're going to go, how hard they're going to run the floor. When with the ball, without the ball, getting back on defense, whatever the case may be. I think when you don't know anything about a person, and you're just seeing them play for the first time, they
uh-huh.
might not have the ball in their hands,
Right.
but you still can evaluate how that young lady is sprinting from one end to the other.
Right.
And then I think the other thing that always pops up to me is just the type of communicator they are. Because again, there's, almost 95% of the game for an individual is played without the ball. And so I think you have an opportunity very often, more so to see what they're doing without the ball than with the ball. And so are they communicating? Is that motor running high? Are they touching their teammates? Is there a lot of energy interaction, high fives and eye contact and just things that are really evident in a good teammate. And then you get a chance to see them with the ball, or you get to see them on the ball on defense, and then you have a chance to, I think, evaluate a little bit deeper into their skill set, and really assess, is this a person who has a feel for the game? And you get
Right.
to assess things like timing and understanding a little bit better. But I think those skills off the ball are the things that jump out at me first, because that's obviously what you're going to see the most of.
Right. Now, good. Let me ask you this, Coach. Doing your personal development and your private one-on-one sessions and your small group workouts, preseason workouts, uh, how's your individual workout structured with your team?
Well, the first thing that we do in all of our team gatherings, whether they be small or large, is we start everything with gratitude.
Wow.
Because I think if we go into a workout and the first thing that we really give attention to is what we need to be grateful for, then we're going to start out with the right mindset. And I
Right.
think that's really, really important, because you can have all the physical tools in the world. I can have the best workout planned out ever, but if the mindset is not there, then we're not going to accomplish what we want to in that workout. So we really try to address mindset before we even touch a ball.
So let me ask you, Coach. Me being the player development coach that I am, training young ladies all over the world. Um, what is some advice or some things that you like that I could do or should not do to continue to develop a process, allowing them to be prepared once they reach you guys' universities?
Well, I would, I'd go, Swain, right back to that, to that same thought of really just incorporating decision making into skill training. I think it's very easy, and I know as a younger coach, I probably made this, and I would consider it to be a mistake at this point. Of a lot of you can go in really really hard, but just going really really hard at cones or at space or at a chair that's not going to move, and the variables are never going to change. I think you can only improve so much.
Right.
So we really just try to make sure that, that decision-making component is present in everything that we do, because as we all know, and as well, playing the game at the highest level, the game, the circumstances around us, our environment in basketball is constantly changing.
Right.
And so we've got to be able to read the changes, react to the changes, and not lose whatever that skill is that we need to possess to execute whatever that moment calls for.
Perfect, Coach. One thing that I was thinking about as I came up with this idea of Swain Basketball on Your Moment Network, Coach, was that a lot of kids are in quarantine right now, and a lot of them are depressed, a lot of them sad, when really they don't have to be, because they can use this time to own their moment in different ways. So I want to ask you, how, or give me your opinion on what do you think that our players should be doing to own their moment and getting them prepared for when it's time for them to see you guys again?
Well, the very first thing, that we're encouraging our team to do right now, and I would encourage anybody who is on a journey of, trying to get better, is try to do things that raise your level of self-awareness. And there's a few different things that, ways that you can accomplish that. Obviously, feedback from others is one really good way to do that. But if you don't have that right now, you're just in quarantine with your parents or your family, and they're not a basketball mind that can give you the type of feedback that you need.
Yeah.
I think self-reflection is really, really important. And thinking about things like, when I'm at my best, then this is how I feel, and this is why I feel that way. And then the opposite end of the spectrum as well. I think those are really good self-awareness exercises. And then, even if you don't have a ball, we can be working on footwork right now. You can be working, if you don't have a ball and you're a right-handed kid, you can still be brushing your teeth and opening every door with your left hand. I think we just have to.
I like
I
that.
think,
Coach,
listen,
Coach,
we just have to be creative.
Coach, I like that now. Okay.
Think about that. That's kind of hard. I mean,
Indeed.
brushing your teeth with your left hand, or, just do the things as a right hand dominant player with your left hand in your day that you would normally do with your right hand. Now, maybe not writing, but other things that just are really going to develop, your left hand in a different way. So I think we really have to be super creative right now and super resourceful. But, the one thing that we don't need a ball for, all we need is a little bit of space, is also just footwork, jump stops, pivoting, coming into a 1-2 plant and form shooting, out of that sort of thing. There's so many things that we could be doing.
Wow. Let me ask you this question, Coach. How big is the mental aspect of the game? Now, being that they're going to be tested when they freshmen coming into college, they're going to be held to rigorous schedules, study hall, practice, games, tests, homesick. How important it is for these young ladies to be mentally prepared for what's ahead of them?
I think that it's more important than the physical preparation. I really do, because if your mind is not right, then the physical preparation is not going to, it has no chance to be maximized. And we've got to, I think that's really something that we've learned, along with rest and recovery. It's one of the areas over the past 10 years that we've learned so much about that has really been neglected in training. It's so much more comfortable to put a ball in your hand or get in the weight room and move weight around or whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
But we can't ignore that the decision making, the attitude with which we approach things, the awareness of how we handle mistakes, the awareness of just how we're handling hard things. And we're all going through a hard thing right now. And so again, I keep going back to that same thing of self-awareness. But I think mental preparation right now is giving us a really unique opportunity to take deep dives into ourselves.
Right.
And to really look at ourselves, to read, to watch film and see, what does that film tell me? What am I missing? And it might not necessarily even be film of yourself all the time. Watch the people who whipped your tail this year.
Right.
And try to figure out from a mental standpoint, how did that happen? Because it's not always the physical reasons. It's not always, well, they were taller, or they were faster, they could jump higher, she could shoot better than me. It's very often things like, you know what, she went harder that last 4 minutes than I did. No, why is that? And to really dig deep into some of those why questions.
Okay, Coach. You gave me some great information. Now, Coach, I'm finna really challenge you now, Coach.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. What drives you every morning to wake up and own your moment?
Oh man, listen, y'all don't have enough time on this video today for that. But the first thing that I would share, and the first thing that I try to begin my day with, is gratitude, and specifically just being grateful. That I have faith in my life, that the assurance of being a very small part of something that is bigger than I am. And obviously as a Christian, that's where a lot of my first thoughts in the morning go. And then, Swain, this, I have a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old.
Yep.
And then very quickly, my own personal thoughts and prayer time or whatever, it gets hijacked by the 3-year-old and the 2-month-old. But those two blessings in my life are the other reasons that I got to get up out of bed, and I got to do my best, because I'm one of their examples. And I also want to try and create a life for them where they have opportunities to be whatever they want to be, and there is no limitation from the way that I'm parenting them or what can provide them that would ever hold them back.
Very beautiful, Coach. You have a very vibrant spirit, Coach, and I see that in the way that you coach and the way that you interact with your team and your coaching staff. That's a great quality to have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Coach, I want to thank you for coming on Swain Basketball on Your Moment Network, Coach. I want to have you to have a great upcoming season, whenever we start back. You could call me anytime, and likewise, Coach.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate the opportunity to share. I love your questions. I love your desire to learn, and your desire to learn so that you can make others better, because I think that is absolutely the essence of coaching, is not just winning. It's, making others better, and really trying to give away things. And I think that, your efforts really capture that. So, hey, it's a privilege to be here. Next time I'm going to be turning it around, I'm going to ask all the questions to you. Is that a deal?
Okay, sound good, Coach. We can do that. Sound good.
All right. Well, hey, everybody stay safe out there. Stay home, stay in prayer, and go Tigers.
All right, Coach. Take care.